1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Friha Hassan. First, the headlines. Eid al-Fitr is being celebrated with great religious zeal and fervor across the country today amid COVID-19 SOPs. Prime Minister in his telephonic conversation with Palestinian President today reaffirmed Pakistan's steadfast support for the rights of Palestinian people and their legitimate struggle. Foreign Minister says Pakistan and Turkey have decided to jointly move the United Nations for an urgent meeting of the General Assembly on Palestine issue. Army Chief offering Eid prayer with frontline troops at the line of control said Pakistan Army will do everything to live up to expectations of the nation. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the occupation authorities continue to impose strict curfew in Srinagar and other districts and towns to prevent the people from offering Eid prayer today. The Saudi-led coalition fighting in Yemen has destroyed 8 explosive-laden drones and 3 ballistic missiles launched by Houthi rebels towards Saudi Arabia. And now the news in detail. Eid al-Fitr is being celebrated with religious zeal and fervor today amidst strict adherence to COVID-19 measures. On the occasion, special prayers were offered for the well-being of the country, while in sermons, the ulama highlighted the significance of Eid al-Fitr. Prayers were also offered for the Muslims of Palestine and the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, where people are being subjected to oppression and brutality. Prime Minister Imran Khan, extending his Eid al-Fitr greetings, has stressed for observance of the holy occasion in quiet manner, considering COVID-19 pandemic, besides expressing solidarity with the oppressed Kashmiris and Palestinians. In his tweets, the Prime Minister said, "In Pakistan, we are now again beginning to control the spread, so it is vital for people to observe SOPs." He said it is equally significant for showing solidarity with the Kashmiri and Palestinians suffering from oppression of occupying forces. The Prime Minister said the Kashmiris and Palestinians are suffering oppression by occupation powers in complete violation of their international guaranteed basic human rights. Prime Minister Imran Khan has reaffirmed Pakistan's steadfast support for the rights of Palestinian people and their legitimate struggle. In a telephonic conversation with the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas today, the Prime Minister strongly condemned the attacks on innocent worshippers in Al-Aqsa Mosque and lethal airstrikes by Israel in Gaza, resulting in the martyrdom of so many civilians, including children. The Prime Minister reassured President Mahmoud Abbas of Pakistan's efforts in mobilizing the international community against such flagrant violations of human rights and international law. He reaffirmed Pakistani leadership's complete support during this time of crisis. The Palestinian president welcomed Pakistan's support and appreciated Pakistani leadership's response and its statements condemning Israel's attacks in Gaza and Al-Aqsa Mosque. The two leaders agreed to continue to closely engage on the ongoing situation. President Dr. Arif Alvi has assured his Palestinian counterpart Mahmoud Abbas of Pakistan's efforts in mobilizing the international community for the Palestinian cause and raising voice for the Palestinian people. In a letter addressed to the Palestinian president, he said Israel's violent acts are against humanitarian norms, human rights, and international law. Dr. Arif Alvi also reaffirmed Pakistan's abiding support for a just settlement of the Palestine issue in accordance with the relevant UN Security Council resolutions and for the establishment of an independent, viable, and contiguous Palestinian state with pre-1967 borders and Al-Quds al-Sharif as its capital. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says Pakistan and Turkey have decided to jointly move the United Nations for an urgent meeting of UN General Assembly on the Palestine issue to stop horrendous brutalities of Israeli army targeting Palestinians. Talking to newsmen after Eid prayers in Multan today, he said the whole Pakistani nation stands united on these issues of Kashmir and Palestine. The foreign minister said that both countries have adopted a joint strategy to convene a ministerial level meeting of Organization of Islamic Cooperation to develop consensus among the 57 Muslim countries to convene an urgent UNGA meeting on the Palestine issue. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Chaudhry Fawad Hussain has reiterated that Pakistan will continue supporting the Palestinians at every level. He expressed this resolve while talking to Palestinian Ambassador Ahmad Rabai during his visit to the Palestinian Embassy in Islamabad on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr today. Chaudhry Fawad Hussain said Imran Khan has consistently been contacting the leaders of the Muslim countries over the issue of Palestine. On this occasion, the Palestinian ambassador thanked the people of Pakistan for expressing solidarity with their Palestinian brethren. In Gaza, 83 people, including 17 children, have been martyred and more than 480 others wounded in heavy bombardment by Israeli forces since the Israeli offensive began on Monday. The Israeli strikes also destroyed police headquarters and other security buildings. Meanwhile, the Accountability Program Director of Defense for Children International Palestine, in a statement, has accused Israeli forces of showing near complete disregard for international law, deploying explosive weapons, and attacking densely populated civilian areas in Gaza. This is Radio Pakistan. Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa visited frontline troops deployed along the line of control and offered Eid prayers with them and prayed for peace and prosperity of the country. Speaking at the occasion, the Army Chief hailed morale of troops, devotion, and operational preparedness. The COAS also appreciated the formation for all-out assistance extended to civil administration for containment of COVID-19 and stressed the need to exercise maximum caution. General Qamar Javed Bajwa said security, safety and well-being of people of Pakistan is our responsibility and Pakistan Army will do everything to live up to expectations of the nation. He especially paid tribute to martyrs of Pakistan for their sacrifices. The Army Chief emphasized that as soldiers, we take pride to be on duty and defending the motherland irrespective of the front or occasion. Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Munir Akram, in his Eid al-Fitr message has urged Pakistani community to keep in their thoughts the people of Kashmir and Palestine who are continuously suffering the brutalities under occupation. In a message, he said it is our religious and moral duty to support those who are in need. Munir Akram said we should strive collectively to earn Pakistan a rightful place in the Committee of Nations. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the authorities continue to impose strict curfew in Srinagar and other districts and towns to prevent people from offering Eid prayers today. The roads were blocked with wires to stop pedestrian as well as vehicular movement. The Eid prayers could not be held at Dargah Hazrat Bal Historic Jamia Masjid and other masajids, shrine and Eidgahs across the territory due to restrictions. Indian troops arrested 5 family members including a young girl during cordon and search operations in Wahibug area of Pulwama district today. APIC General Secretary Maulvi Bashir Ahmad Irfani, in a statement issued in Srinagar today, lashed out at the occupation regime for inflicting untold miseries on the innocent people of Kashmir. The Saudi-led coalition fighting in Yemen has intercepted and destroyed 8 explosive-laden drones and 3 ballistic missiles launched by Houthi rebels towards Saudi Arabia. In India, more than 4,000 COVID-19 deaths have been recorded in a day. The situation is particularly bad in rural areas of Uttar Pradesh. And finally, the weather. Partly cloudy weather is expected in upper parts of the country with chances of rain coupled with wind and thunderstorm during the next 12 hours. However, isolated heavy fall and few hailstorms are expected in Kashmir, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Upper and Central Punjab, and Gilgit-Baltistan. Hot and dry weather is expected elsewhere in the country. And to end the news here, once again, are a few of the headlines. Eid al-Fitr is being celebrated with great religious zeal and fervor across the country today amid COVID-19 SOPs. Foreign Minister says Pakistan and Turkey have decided to jointly move the United Nations for an urgent meeting of the General Assembly on Palestine issue. The Saudi-led coalition fighting in Yemen has destroyed 8 explosive-laden drones and 3 ballistic missiles launched by Houthi rebels towards Saudi Arabia. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News.